Hello and welcome to Gate Academy Global, and today we have the question that is based on the MOS capacitor. Students, we have discussed so much thing in MOS capacitor in previous 4 lectures, and now this is the time to solve one question from Gate. Now I have taken one question that consists of 3 parts. That is because it is a common data question and it is asked in Gate 2007 and it is on MOS capacitor only. So students, if you don't have this question in your any of the question paper, that whatever data you are having, then students, I request you to please write down this question on your notebook if you are solving with me. So the question is that I will take the important parameters from this particular data which is given for this question. The question is actually this part. This is the data and we have 3 questions, that is question number 1, question number 2, and we have the third question that is very large, that based on some statements, and this is question number 3. So I will take one by one, but before solving any question, I will take the data from the question which is asked in previous year 2007 Gate. So the question is, the figure shows the high frequency capacitance voltage CV characteristic. That means this characteristic belongs to high frequency, and we have understood that if this characteristic belongs to high frequency which consists of C and V, then this particular line showing that this characteristic is for high frequency signal. Now students, we have this characteristic is for high frequency signal. Now we have to take what are the data are given for this high frequency characteristic between C and V. The first thing is that it consists of characteristic of metal, silicon dioxide and silicon. That means we have a metal oxide semiconductor, and this is also called MOSFET. We have seen so much diagrams on MOSFET, no need to design it here. Having area of 1 into 10 to the power of minus 4. That means if you take the data from here, I will write the area is given. The area is given, that is 1 into 10 to the power of minus 4 centimeter square. This is the first part. Assume that the permittivity is epsilon naught epsilon r of silicon and silicon dioxide are 1 into 10 to the power minus 12 and 3.5 into 10 to the power of minus 13 farad per centimeter. Same units. See here, this is centimeter square, and we have epsilon naught epsilon r. What for what? We have for silicon dioxide. Then we are having, this is for silicon dioxide is 3.5 into 10 to the power of, this is 3.5 into 10 to the power of minus 13, and the unit is farad per centimeter. And we have again the second one, that is epsilon naught epsilon r. Now it is for silicon, and this will be equal to 1 into 10 to the power of minus 12, and this is again farad per centimeter. These 3 data are given and this graph is given. This is for high frequency. We have understood that this is for high frequency because above this threshold voltage, which is called VT, we have the characteristic which is not varying, and this is at the lowest possible value. And at this particular voltage, we have width of the depletion region in the semiconductor area. When we apply a gate voltage which is greater than the threshold voltage, the width of the depletion region will be at its maximum value, and I will represent that one WD max. So this is the width of the depletion region. This is the threshold voltage, the voltage that is applied at the gate terminal, and this corresponds to the capacitance that is equal to 1 picofarad. So I will write one by one what are the expression of capacitance and this at these 3 regions of operation. And the first region is nothing but the accumulation, and second is nothing but the depletion, and third is inversion. Okay. So I know what are the expressions of the capacitance. The first expression that I want here is the expression of capacitance, which is the oxide capacitance, because here in between 2 plates of the capacitor, the first plate in a MOS capacitor is metal and second plate is semiconductor. In between these 2 we have a region that existing as a dielectric medium, and because of this dielectric medium we have the oxide capacitance, which is represented by epsilon of silicon dioxide into epsilon naught, which is given here, and we have the area of cross section divided by the thickness of the oxide layer. This is the capacitance which is having in this particular region, which is accumulation mode. Okay, next we have the second region from this part to this part. Here we have the capacitance which is because of two depletion regions, and the original capacitance or equivalent capacitance is due to the series capacitance of silicon dioxide and the silicon. So we have just design one. So we have here, suppose this is the design or fabrication, and we have first layer, that is the metal which is act as plate 1, and the second layer which is act as dielectric, and here the dielectric in the which region? In this accumulation region is silicon dioxide, and third is we are having here semiconductor, and this semiconductor is of p type because this particular design is of same type which we are using in the previous 3 lectures. So we have, this is p type. So here we have in this region, the first region, we have holes here. These are the holes which is present, and these are the negative charges which is present on metal side. When we have the gate voltage which is less than 0, and we have the dielectric medium in between these two will be of silicon dioxide. So the capacitance is nothing but epsilon or epsilon silicon dioxide epsilon naught, and this is A divided by Tx. This is the formula or expression of capacitance. In the second region, where we are having depletion, in this the capacitance is due to two things. Now the gate voltage will become positive. See here, we are right on the right side of 0. Now the gate voltage will become positive. So this will become positive, and here we are having the negative ions. These are the negative ions, and this negative ions is acting as a depletion region. So we are having some width of the depletion region, W depth, and below this one we have certain number of charge carriers which are again negative, and this negative charge carriers is again ions. These are again ions. So the capacitance is due to increased amount of charge carrier, this red part and this red part. So I have discussed so much things about these things, and now the depletion in this region, the capacitance is due to two particular capacitance which is act in series. One capacitance is because of silicon, and second capacitance is because of silicon dioxide. So overall capacitance here is we can write, suppose this is equal to CMOS, this is COX into C depletion divided by, here we are having COX plus C depletion. So we have understood that at this particular point, the depletion region will be at its maximum value. So we can write COX is equal to epsilon naught, epsilon of silicon dioxide, and into area of cross section divided by TOX. But what is C depletion? This is equal to epsilon naught, epsilon of silicon into area of cross section divided by, this is W depletion. When we write this WD max here, if you write WD max here in this depletion region, then this C depth, this is the depletion region, this will be at its minimum value. If it is at its minimum value, then the overall capacitance will be at its minimum value. That means this value which is given here is nothing but the equivalent capacitance of COX, C depth, and divided by, this is COX plus C depth. And this value which is given here, this is because of this one. This is epsilon R, epsilon of silicon dioxide into area of cross section divided by thickness. So this is the analysis of this graph from our previous discussion. Now come to the question number 1. This is very easy one. The gate oxide thickness in the MOS capacitor is, that means we have to find out this gate oxide thickness. We know what is area, we know what is ER, we know what is silicon dioxide, we have this. So only the thing is that we have to find out this part. So this will be very easy. So write down the formula. We have 7 picofarad here, And we have epsilon r, that is epsilon r of epsilon silicon dioxide. This is 3.5 into 10 to the power of minus 30. So this will be 3.5 into 10 to the power of minus 13. I am using this formula, remember this. And the area of cross section is 10 to the power of minus 4. And we have the last one, that is thickness of oxide, which is the question here. So I think you have understood what is area of cross section. Area of cross section is, suppose we have the metal plates. The metal plate is having some length and some width. So this is the width of the metal plate, this is the width of the metal plate, this is the length. And if you multiply these two, it will have the area of this one. So this is the area of cross section, it is given here. So we have to find out what will be the thickness. So here, after solving this one, we can have the value. This is 50 nanometer, and this will be the correct answer for this question. And we have option A, which is of 50 nanometer. See here. And we have the second part, that is question number 2. The maximum depletion layer width is. So I am solving this part now. So width, maximum depletion layer width. So here we have the maximum depletion layer width, and here we have the capacitance. So we can use these two capacitance, the equivalent value, and writing this value 1 picofarad, and find out what is C depletion. First, if we have the value of C depletion, then we can find out what is the width of the depletion region by using this formula. So we can use one by one. So first of all, I will write the 1 picofarad is equal to, this is COX into C depletion divided by, this will become COX plus C depletion. So this will be 1 picofarad, and we have COX is equal to 7 picofarad. Here, see here, this is COX. So this will become 7 picofarad plus, we don't know what is C depletion, divided by, we have, this is again 7 picofarad plus, we don't know what is C depletion. Here we have to multiply this two, and we don't know what is C depletion. That means we have to find out C depletion first. Then we can write here the C depletion from this particular equation. This is 7 by 6 picofarad here. C depletion will become 7 by 6 picofarad. Now use second formula. So now I am using, what is the formula of C depletion? The formula of C depletion is epsilon naught epsilon of silicon into area of cross section divided by the width of the depletion region, which is maximum when we are taking this particular value, that is 1 picofarad. So after putting the values here, C depletion, this is equal to 7 by 6 picofarad here, and this will be epsilon naught epsilon of silicon dioxide, silicon which is given here, that is 1 into 10 to the power minus 12. So I will write this is 10 to the power of minus 12 only, and area of cross section, that is 10 to the power of minus 4. Then we are having, that is what is WD max here. So this will give the width of the depletion region. Finally, we have what will be WD max here, and this can be find out by solving this theory. So the exact answer is 0.857 micrometer. I am writing here, this is 0.857 micrometer. That means the exact answer will be present at option B. So we have solved two parts of this particular data by using our theory knowledge, which we have discussed in previous 3 lectures. So now we are taking the third question. In this third question, we have 2 statements. And first of all, we are going to study those statements, and next we are going to find out which statement is correct and which statement is false, or either we are having both statements incorrect. We have the options like this. Both S1 and S2 are true, S1 is true and S2 is false, S1 is false and S2 is true, and both S1 and S2 are false. These are the 4 options that we have. So we have to analyze these 2 statements. From the characteristic, CV characteristic plot, the MOS capacitor has an N-type substrate. So whatever characteristic we have in this particular question, that characteristic is of N-type substrate or P-type substrate MOS. So we have to decide whether the characteristic is for N-type or P-type substrate. So before studying the statement 2, we are going to analyze this statement 1 first, and we are going to find out the answer of this statement, whether it is correct or true or false. So I have drawn a MOS capacitor here. So in this we have the first one, this is the metal, and in between these two we have the silicon dioxide, that is oxide, and I will take deliberately here, this is a p-type semiconductor which is known as substrate, bulk or body. So this is a p-type. So if it is a p-type semiconductor, what we are going to do, we are going to apply some potential at the metal, and those potential are such that we are going to create an inversion layer here. So I am applying, suppose I am applying a positive voltage towards the metal and negative towards the semiconductor or body or bulb. This is positive, this is negative. What will happen? The voltage that has been applied at this gate terminal, this is the gate terminal, of course this is the metal, this is the gate terminal, and this is the body terminal, and normally the body terminal is taken to be grounded. So what will happen? After applying this positive voltage, whatever potential has been applied here, the equivalent number of positive charges has been created in the metal surface, and this positive voltage will give the equal number of electrons, that is the negative charges, on the semiconductor side. Now this is acting as a MOS capacitor. So we are having the positive voltage on the metal and negative on the semiconductor, and this is because of this one we are having the characteristic which is known as the CV characteristic. This is C and this is the gate voltage. And this CV characteristic, what it says that whenever we are applying a positive voltage, the equivalent number of negative will become in this region, that is in this semiconductor region. So if you are applying, listen me carefully, if you are applying a negative voltage, what will happen? The equivalent number of positive charges will become in this semiconductor side. So when we apply in an substrate which is of p-type, when we apply negative at the gate terminal, so suppose we are applying the negative at the gate terminal, understand me carefully, then what we are having? We are having the positive at the semiconductor side. This is the first thing that we are going to analyze. So I am removing this part from here and this part from here. Now try to understand that if we are applying a negative voltage here, we are getting simultaneously the positive potential on the body side, and this body side will get holes. What are these positive charges? These positive charges are nothing but holes, and this particular mode of operation is known as the accumulation mode. So in this accumulation mode, what we have the negative gate voltage. That means negative gate voltage, that means it is left of this Vg. So what we are having a capacitance, because we are creating a capacitance. No doubt here the capacitance is nothing but the change in the charges due to change in voltage that we have analyzed so far. But here we are only seeing what will be the characteristic. Then the characteristic will be like this. That means in negative side we are having the accumulation. This is the accumulation. And if we are applying a positive voltage here, not negative, positive means, that means toward the right side of this one, we are having first one is accumulation, after this one we are having the depletion, and after this we are having the inversion. So we can use this one. So after negative voltage, what we are applying a positive voltage, that means the greater than 0. Now I am removing this part from here, and simultaneously we are having here, because this is a capacitor, we are having here the negative charges. We are having here the negative charges, and these negative charges may be either due to, this is positive and this is negative. These negative charges are either due to the presence of ions or due to the presence of electrons, both. So we are having, because of this one, initially we are having the presence of ions, and after some time, because of generation, we are having the inversion layer. This is due to the presence of the electrons. So that means when we apply positive voltage in a substrate which is of p-type, the characteristic which will be seen to be like this. But if we are having similar characteristic, I want to draw, when I have taken, this is a n-type semiconductor. So I will take again, we have a metal here. Understand me carefully, this is a metal. This is of course silicon dioxide, and this is of course the semiconductor, or we can say this is substrate bulk or body, and it is of N-type semiconductor. Now what will happen? First of all, understand what is accumulation mode. Accumulation mode means in N-type semiconductor, similarly in P-type semiconductor, what is accumulation? Accumulation means nothing but the presence of holes when we apply a negative voltage at the gate terminal. Here, what will happen? The same N-type semiconductor, in N-type semiconductor, the accumulation means the presence of electrons, and the presence of electrons in the semiconductor will be taken place when we are applying a negative voltage on the when we apply a positive voltage, when we apply a positive voltage on the metal side and negative voltage on the semiconductor side. So if you are applying a positive voltage on the metal side, it will generate a charge, that means it will have a positive charge. And because of this positive charges only, we are having the electrons will get accumulated in this region. That means what is this? If the semiconductor having the majority charge carriers will get accumulated below this silicon dioxide layer, then this is known as the accumulation mode. That means accumulation mode in an N-type semiconductor can be seen if the gate voltage Vg is positive. So if Vg is positive, we have the accumulation mode. That means the characteristic, if Vg is positive, this is Vg and this is the capacitance. Now the characteristic will be like this. That means we are having a constant capacitance while when we are having the voltage, that is Vg. And this capacitance is again COx, which is equal to epsilon Ox divided by thickness of the oxide layer and cross-sectional area A. It is not depending upon the voltage. So what is depletion in inversion mode in an N-type semiconductor? Depletion mode means we are having the ions here, and those ions in an N-type semiconductor, the ions are nothing but the positive. So if you want positive charges here, what we have to apply here? We have to apply a negative potential at this. That means we have to change the polarity. Now this is negative and this is positive. So initially, if this gate voltage is less than threshold voltage and this is negative, this is positive, we have another mode of operation and the characteristic will be similar. And this mode of operation, this is accumulation, this is accumulation. Then this mode of operation is depletion mode when we have an N-type semiconductor. And after this, when we increase this gate voltage above the threshold voltage, the same scenario, then what will happen? If the gate voltage is above the threshold voltage, that means in terms of magnitude, here we are discussing. So if the gate voltage is greater than the threshold voltage in terms of magnitude, and in terms of polarity, if it is less than the threshold voltage, then what will happen? We are having another mode of operation, that is inversion mode of operation. So in this inversion mode of operation at high frequency, we are having a constant capacitance. This is the capacitance and we are having the constant capacitance. So what is the difference between these two characteristics? The difference between these two characteristics is that this characteristic is the inverted form of this characteristic, or we can say this characteristic is the inverted form of this characteristic. Whatever happens in this characteristic when we have taken P-type semiconductor in accumulation mode, the inverted form is taken in this. Here it is accumulation mode is negative voltage, here the accumulation mode is in positive voltage. So now study the statement. The MOS capacitor has an N-type substrate. That means the characteristic which is given in the questions or the data of the question is of this type. If it is of this type, then the substrate is of P-type. Okay. In this question, it is given that the MOS capacitor has N-type substrate. That means N-type substrate, if it is an N-type substrate, then the characteristic that has to be given, is supposed to be like this, but it is not given in the question. The characteristic that is given in the question is this, That means this statement is wrong for this question. That means the characteristic does not match this N-type substrate. The characteristic is matching with the P-type substrate. Hence, this statement is false. Now, looking to the second statement is that if the positive charges are introduced in the oxide, the CV plot will shift to the left. So, left shift means this is the CV plot which is given. Left shift means this is the shifting left. So, whether it is shifting left or right, it depends upon if the positive charges are introduced in the oxide. So, in this question, it is asked that if we are having the positive charges, see here, if we are having positive charges in which? In the oxide. Oxide means silicon dioxide. So, suppose we are having some positive charges in the oxide layer. So, what these positive charges will result in this characteristic? So, initially we don't have anything. Suppose we are not applying any potential. We are not applying a potential and the gate potential is set to be 0. Understand one by one. Gate potential is set to be 0. We are not applying any potential. That means this is no potential. If you are not applying a potential and we have introduced some positive charges in the silicon dioxide layer, due to presence of these positive charges and due to the presence of these positive charges, what we have to see here, these positive charges has to be compensated with the negative charges either in metal side or in semiconductor side. So, if you are not having any negative charges either in metal side or in the semiconductor side and your device is in equilibrium, then it is not satisfying the neutral condition of any material when we are not applying any potential. That means I want to say that these positive charges has to be compensated by negative charges when the device is not having any gate potential. So, the negative charges can be seen either in metal side or in semiconductor side anyway, because it will not decide where we are having the negative charges. We may have the negative charges either in metal side or in semiconductor side. So, suppose I am assuming that these positive charges has to be compensated by I am assuming this one by the negative charges in the semiconductor side. Suppose this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This has been compensated. Now, at Vg is equal to 0, we are in the equilibrium condition. That means this material is neutral or in equilibrium condition. Now, this is the start of your work. Now, what will happen? Initially, what we do, we are going to apply the gate voltage in such a way that we can create an inversion layer in the semiconductor side, and this is the purpose of creating an enhancement type MOSFET. So, what we have to do first, this is the thing, and at this particular voltage Vg is equal to 0, this is your scenario. Now, if we apply the gate voltage which is positive again, now because of these positive charges, what will happen? We are having more number of negative in the semiconductor side because silicon dioxide does not respond to this, because silicon dioxide is a dielectric and we deliberately introduce these positive charges in this silicon dioxide. That's why we have drawn these positive charges in the silicon dioxide. But either in the other case or else it is not having any positive or negative charges. So, how these positive charges which is introduced in the metal side due to this second options, due to the presence of positive charges in the gate voltage which is our operation, that means we are applying a positive charges and correspondingly we are applying a negative. So, these positive charges again has to be compensated. If these positive charges again has to be compensated, these positive charges will result in negative charges in the semiconductor side. What does it mean? It means that the inversion, that means the electrons creation in the semiconductor side will take place at a less potential in comparison with the potential that has been applied without having a positive charges in the silicon dioxide. I think you understood my statement. If we have not introduced any positive charges, we may have to apply more effort from the gate terminal externally so that we can create an inversion charge, or we may have the negative charges in the semiconductor side. But initially, if we are introduced the positive charges in the silicon dioxide, then we don't have to take so much effort. That means the positive voltage that has been applied at the gate terminal can be of less value if initially we have positive charges in the silicon dioxide. So that means the effort of this gate terminal has been reduced. If the effort of this gate terminal had been reduced, that means the potential at which we have created an inversion layer in the semiconductor side, in the absence of these positive charges, will be more than if you don't have any positive charges in the silicon dioxide, your effort has been reduced. Effort has been reduced means at a less threshold voltage, we may have the inversion layer in the semiconductor side. So that means this positive charges is helping your gate terminal potential to create the negative charges in the semiconductor side. That means the inversion layer has been created at a less potential if we are talking about the applied potential that has been used to create the inversion layer. So if the threshold voltage is reduced, that means this is the old threshold voltage without having the positive charges in silicon dioxide, and this is the new threshold voltage when we are having the positive voltage in the threshold in the silicon dioxide. So what will happen? This particular characteristic is now having this type of characteristic. This is the way by which, this is one way by which we can analyze this one. Another thing is that we may have non-ideality of the semiconductor, and this silicon dioxide, which is having positive charges initially, will comes under the non-ideality of the semiconductor, and we may have a formulated way to solve this question. But since I have not discussed these things in this particular characteristic or CV characteristic, that's why I am not using that formula here. But I am helping you to understand how we can compensate the charges in the semiconductor side. Either the charge is present in the metal, or either the charge is present in the silicon dioxide. That means we can say the characteristic is shifted to left. See, this is the left shifting when we are having the initial amount of positive charges in the silicon dioxide layer. That means if you read this statement, if the positive charges are introduced in the oxide, the CV plot will shift to the left. This is the correct statement. That means among these two statements, S1 is false and S2 is true. So we can write this is S1 is false and S2 is true. That means the C option is the correct option for this question. I think you have understood what I want to say here. Okay. So this way by which we can analyze a good question in the GATE exams, and in this way we can understood how to tackle some good questions in the GATE exam, upcoming exam. Okay, thank you.